You ever had one of those stories that the truth is stranger than fiction? I've got one for you. If you follow me on Facebook, you know what's been going on with the lawnmower. But if you are not friends with me on Facebook or you don't follow me or whatever, you probably don't know what's going on. So I will fill you in real quick. On July 3rd, we went over to my mother's house and we mowed her lawn. Since we actually have two lawnmowers, we leave one at my mom's house in her shed, and then the other one stays here with us. So we go over there on July, I believe it was the 11th, to mow. I open up the shed door and something's not quite right. Well, my lawnmower was gone. So I'm like, okay, so I'm calling up everybody, you know, my family. It's like, did you come over and borrow the lawnmower? And they're like, no. And it's like, did you borrow it? Well, no. So it's like, okay, somebody stole the damn lawnmower. So we go ahead and we borrow my sister's lawnmower from next door, and we go ahead and mow the lawn. So anyway, we get all done, and then I'm driving off, and then I stop at my mom's neighbor, and I said, have you seen anybody strange over at my mom's house? You know, like in the backyard or anything? And he says, yeah, last Saturday, actually somebody came over here and asked if we had a lawnmower that they could borrow, and he told them no, that he didn't, and even if he did, he wouldn't loan it to him because he didn't know him, which I wouldn't have either. So anyway, he said that they went ahead and carried on their business or whatever. They were welding on some stuff over there at his garage. And so they're carrying on their business, and said to us was a few minutes later, they seen this person walking across my mother's yard pushing a red lawnmower. Well, it just so happens that my lawnmower is red. So basically, they went into my mother's shed, which it's not locked, which I guess is my mistake, but the lawnmower has been in there for like the last 6 years. We live in a town that's small enough and everybody knows everybody that generally you don't really have to lock stuff up because it's not full of a lot of thieves. Well, I guess things have changed. So anyway, so then Gary explains to me what this person looks like and everything. I come to find out this boy is actually a girl. Very boy-like. So anyway, so then I'm like, okay, you know, and they kind of got an idea of where they live or where they hang out. So I'm like, okay, kind of got an idea in my mind what this person looks like. So it's like there was one day during the week and stuff I took off from work, and I'm driving around town. Well, I just so happened to spot this person. They're walking down the street and everything, so I'm kind of circling around watching, followed them to pretty much where they went, and then they kind of disappeared real quick. I'm like, okay, that's odd. So I know what this person looks like, and someone else and stuff, the guy that was working with Gary, also gave me a description of this person. So I know exactly who this person is, what this person looks like, because I've seen him also. So the following, it was on the 20th. This person shows up to my sister's house and says, hey, you want me to mow your lawn? I'll mow it for 20 bucks. My sister's like, I think this is a person that Bobbi described to me. Maybe if I let her mow the lawn, she'll come back and bring Bobbi's mower with her and mow the lawn, and then when she gets done, we'll just take the damn lawnmower back. So Kathy goes, okay, sure, yeah, go ahead. So the girl runs down the street, comes back with a green lawnmower. A green high wheel Craftsman. That's not mine. So anyway, so we're peeking out the window, we're spying on her, watching her and everything. She gets done mowing, takes the lawnmower, that granted, that mind you, is not mine, and I have no idea where this green lawnmower came from, pushes it across the street to my sister's other property and puts it in behind my camping trailer. Then just leaves it, walks off and leaves it. Goes back between my mom's house and my sister's house, and the lawnmower's there. It's like, now, why would anybody leave their lawnmower on somebody else's property? Putting two and two together and stuff. Yes, this is the same person. We thought it was, but I wanted to make sure. So I'm like, well, we'll give them a few hours to see if they come back and get the lawnmower. About 5 hours went by, nothing. They never came back to get the lawnmower or anything. So I'm like, okay, this is just too weird. And we had gone up and down the alleys on our scooters trying to locate my lawnmower because I just wanted the damn lawnmower back. You know, if I found it, I was just going to go get my truck, pick it up, take it home. So, excuse me, we're driving around, don't see anything. Pretty soon, I said, the hell with this shit, I'm calling the cops. So I get on the phone and I call the cops and they come down there. And I take him over and I said, this lawnmower, she left this lawnmower here. It's not mine. I don't know whose it is. I'm sure they're probably missing it by now. So anyway, so he loads up the lawnmower and I give him a description of what this person looks like. Well, he has apparently had dealings with her before. So anyway, he says, well, I'll go have a talk with her. Well, pretty soon, I just, you know, after we get done with that, I get a statement to fill out for him. So I go home and I'm filling this out, and then my brother-in-law calls and stuff, and he said, the cops are here. Can you come down and ID your lawnmower? So I'm like, okay. So then I get in the truck and I drive back over there, and lo and behold, guess who's in the cop car? The girl. Gets better. So she's in the cop car. I'm talking to the two cops because one of them's just getting ready to come on duty. So there's two of them there. She's in the car, banging her head up against the seat and talking to herself and shaking her head like this. So I'm like, okay, she's a little out there. So she's trying to play the old stare down thing with Linda. Linda's like, she's staring at me, so I turn around and I glare her down. And after having children and working in a prison for 5 years, I'm pretty good at glaring. So anyway, so it's like she told them that yes, she had taken a lawnmower and it was down at someone else's house. Well, apparently what she had done is she had come to my house, or my mother's house I should say, stole my lawnmower, went down the street and mowed someone's lawn for $35. Well, the guy paid her a little too early, and then she suddenly got a phone call and said that her sister had been in a bad car wreck and she had to, you know, go immediately. Well, she never came back. She just left the lawnmower there, which is pretty much what she had done at my sister's house with leaving the green lawnmower there. So anyway, so I decided, you know, I'm not going to press charges. I got my lawnmower back or whatever, because we went down there to the other person's house and they said, you know, she came here and mowed, and I have no idea who this girl is, but, you know, she has cancer and she needed her medicine, you know, and she just couldn't afford the medicine, and, you know, her name is not what her name actually is. She made up some bullshit story, just like she told my sister that her name was something completely different than what it really was. So anyway, so I said, no, I just want my lawnmower back. So I said, okay. Then we loaded up the lawnmower from those people's house, and they were like, the lady and the man that were there, they were pissed off at the girl too and stuff because she'd screwed them out of $35 and never finished the job and left my lawnmower there. So it's like, yeah, that's my lawnmower. So then I loaded it up and took it home. Well, anyway, so then we're driving around the block, and just so happens that we drive past the house where she's out there ranting and raving, you know, doing all that gangs, you know, the waving the arms and shit, doing all that stuff out on the front porch, which the guy who had come over and did the weed eating over at my sister's house. So we drove by, and she sees my truck, and she sees that the lawnmower's in the back of my truck, and she goes off ballistic and shit, so I just kind of drive by, and when I look at her, I go right at her. Whoa! She really went ballistic then. So anyway, so they'll come to find out, I guess this crazy little thing had been going around town, giving everybody a sob story about how she's got cancer and needs her medicine, and her name is not the 2 or 3 names that I've heard so far. So anyway, I got my lawnmower back. I haven't tried it yet to see if it's working or not. It does look like she put some gas in it though, so you know, I appreciate that. But you know, and to this right now and stuff, I still don't know whose green lawnmower she stole to leave at my sister's house. So anyway, it has been a crazy freaking week at our house, playing detective and, you know, running down the lawnmower thieves. But there's one thing I cannot stand. It's a fucking thief. You know, if you want something, work for it. I had to. Get your own damn shit. Don't steal my crap. Don't come to my house. Don't steal my stuff. Don't do any of that crap. So, needless to say, the word has been spread around town that I don't think she's going to be getting any business anytime soon. So she could probably try to go around and mow lawns or whatever it is she wants to do, and it's just not going to work. So anyway, I thought it was kind of a crazy, interesting story. So I just thought I'd share it with you. So I got my lawnmower back. So I'm a happy camper as long as she doesn't show up, and if she does, it's probably going to get real ugly. So anyway, I just thought I'd share the story. So kind of funny, but I'll talk to y'all later.